Create a horizontal navigation bar to organize your website pages. To add a page now to the horizontal navigation bar, first I created a page and I called it Teacher Resource. But now to add it to the navigation bar, I go up to the gear icon and I come down to Edit Site Layout. Now when I click that, the top navigation bar has changed. And I have to first of all be sure that the horizontal navigation is turned on. Now if I click this, it goes off, and you may or may not have noticed, but those terms that were here disappeared. I'm going to put them back, and now I know that this area is open, and I have to find this area. Sometimes I miss that, and I click that, and it shows me the way the pages are presently located in my navigation bar. Now I have a Teacher Material 1 which comes across the top, and I just created something called Teacher Resources. So I want to add that page and it's not here. So I click this button. Now I move this up so you could see it better. When I created the page, I stored it under Teacher Materials. And so here it is. I want my Teacher Resource page, which isn't added yet. I click it and then I click OK. Now I have to find out where it went. It goes down to the bottom here, this little scroll bar. I want it to be under Teacher Material, so I'm going to click to move it up. And right now it would start its own new navigation bar. I'd tab, but I want to move it in one. So I click the arrow to move it in, and then I click OK. And there are a couple of other features I'd like to show you here. You can determine the style that you want the navigation buttons to be in. They could be boxes, links, or tabs. I have tabs right now. You can also decide whether you want to put in a link to recent site activities or site maps. I don't particularly like those on the top menu bar, but that would be your choice. If you wanted those, click them on, and you can take them off later if you don't like them. And you click OK when you're finished, which brings you back to your navigation bar, but you are still in a position where you have to remember to close this. Okay, now we're back to this item being active, and you look, and here's my Teacher Resource. Okay, let me go back here. Here's the Teacher Resource that I just put in. Now that right now is empty. It's a place where I can put items that I want to have teachers come to when they visit my project. Another thing I'd like to point out that I found was interesting with this navigation bar along the top. Once you've set it up, and let me save this, you have a very easy and nice feature. If I go back to Edit Site Layout and I go up to this area, I can also click on the sidebar navigation, and watch that. So I can even have this sidebar navigation. I don't know that you'd want both of them on at the same time, but if you create your horizontal navigation, it's a button click to put it over on the side as a vertical navigation. One thing I did notice though, it's arranged these alphabetically, so if you really did want that, you'd probably need to go in and change those unless you were satisfied with the alphabetic arrangement. Now unfortunately, if you set it up for the default vertical navigation, which this is, you can't automatically click it over to the horizontal. But it does seem you can go from a horizontal navigation to this type of navigation. And if I really didn't want to keep the horizontal navigation on anymore, I could close that and simply go back to the default vertical navigation. So you have a number of options here. Provide easy access to all of your pages.